Okay, so I'm sure the question is, and it's a question that everyone is always very curious about, is how is prison life and what it's like inside. There's a lot of stories that are told, and a lot of fear that gets instilled, and a lot of it is very true. I recall, and no one ever comes into the prison and just automatically becomes someone of authority or power. I recall the first time I was 20 and somehow had no accuse at this current court case, and in the box I think maybe there was about 100 of us packed in there, and we woke us up in the evening and the crooks came and I still said, I saw Nikkei siyasebenza la. I don't know how many of us there were that weren't picking up at the time, and so they crammed us all into the toilet, everyone, and only those who had money or cigarettes or anything of value which they could turn around maybe to do some kind of a swapping or a trade or a bartering for drugs or cigarettes or a place to sleep. So we slept off to say the pack like sardine. I remember the immense fear that came over me at the time. I mean, even the journey from the court, from Sierra Swats into the prison itself, I mean, the entire time you get down and it's overpowered and you're searched and given a slap or two here and there, you're roughed up. And it's just the whole way, and it works in a way of the prisons are in such a way that they instill fear in you and threats are made about getting stabbed and raped and molested. And because you've heard these stories, and these things are reality because I've seen it happen. I've heard it happen in rooms next to me. Sometimes I've looked from windows and seen things happen in cells beneath me. So these things are all very much a reality, but it's also a means of control in which those who work for the respective gangs use to intimidate those who don't necessarily belong to a particular gang. Coming into the van is always overpacked or it's overcrowded. So obviously those who belong to one of the two respective sides and get first preference, they've got a space allocated for them where they can sit, come in. They've also got space allocated for them where they can sleep. There's privileges that they have that others don't have in terms of bathroom access, walking around, comforts basically. And for someone who hasn't taken or chosen a particular gang, those things are taken away. Now imagine you're serving a sentence, you're getting punished, but within the punishment, there's further punishment. And most times if you don't have money, you don't have visits, you don't have people who can support you, life becomes even more difficult because you have no value to the gang. I think something that we all know, the rooms are divided between two sides, the left and the right. When you come in, 28 on the left and 26 on the right. Beds are arranged in order of rank, campus arranged in order of rank, bathroom time is given in order of rank. So if you're someone who's doesn't belong to a particular side, then you get woken up like at midnight to go and shower. You get up at the time, you're forced to get up and to go and water. You get forced to do things like clean the toilets, and if you don't have money, wash up. You become another man's wife basically in the prison. If you can't hold your stomach and you're someone who hungers a lot, and because we get fed out 2 meals a day, and even that as well works to your disadvantage. If anything, it overpowers you basically, any appetite. If it's an addiction, I've seen people sell themselves for drugs. I've seen people put themselves in traps because of food. It's one thing I can say is that you must learn to be grateful for what you have. Don't like someone else's things.